We sat down with Jay-Z to talk about his life, his involvement with hip-hop culture, some of his influences, his latest project, and his future in the music industry.
Well, I started the Blueprint series based on the soul samples and the music that I heard growing up, in my household, and those memories and the things that it invoked, and it was an album that I had done with Kanye West and Just Blaze pretty much when they were starting out, and we put together a timeless piece of music, and then I did the Blueprint 2, which was all my influences. I'm influenced by all different types of music. So, I had rock influences. It had the Lenny Kravitz song on there, R&B. It had Faith Evans. It was just, so it was a double album. Because I just believe in good music and bad music. I don't believe in the separation of music. And people have come to expect excellence from those albums because of what the Blueprint series represent. And for this one, I feel like my direction for it is to set the blueprint for the next generation of artists, because we are becoming this generation of artists. We're becoming the artists that we looked up to. The Marvin Gayes and the Frank Sinatras and all the incredible people that we grew up idolizing. We're becoming those people. So I wanted this album to pretty much set the tone for the next generation, and that's why DOA was the lead single, because it's harsh. It's not a diss record. It's more of a record to challenge people not to rest on their laurels and to push the envelope creatively. So that pretty much set the tone of where we're gonna go. In order for hip hop to evolve, we have to keep pushing the envelope creatively and not rely on gimmicks and things that's hot for a minute. That's cool. I love some of those songs that people make or have made with auto-tune, but when everyone is doing it, it's time to move on. And that's pretty much where I started out. So now from there, now the conversation has begun. Now we can go on and get deeper into this and hopefully spark the mind, like Tupac said, of the next generation or the next trilogy of blueprints. The Blueprint 1 was my parents, Blueprint 2 was my musical influence, and now this blueprint is the blueprint for the next generation. So I try to give them their own identity, and it'd be difficult to compare them. It's almost like, well, I compare albums, so it's really not difficult. It's almost like a hypocrisy to say you can't compare me like kids, but that first Blueprint is very difficult because it's the one that people heard initially. I got the second one beat. I got that one beat. No problem. So, I'll try to get as close to that first one as possible, but that one's gonna be very difficult to top. There's only 2 albums for me, in my opinion, of all albums that I made. Those are 2 best albums I made. Was Reasonable Doubt #1 for me, and then Blueprint #2. So that's very difficult to beat. Usually for me at the end, for some strange reason, I get the best songs. I made PSA from the Black Album as it was going to mastering. I made Give It To Me from the Dynasty when I was shooting a video for a different song off that album called Parking Lot Pimpin'. I was shooting that Monday. I made Give It To Me Friday and had to stop the video. So it's difficult to say what the album would be, or what will be on there. So I'll tell you some favorites and it probably won't be on it, because I usually try to make one single unit, like a piece. So sometimes some records are better than others, and it won't make it just because it doesn't fit the album. That's a very long-winded answer, but to get back to the original question, I guess my favorites would be, I hope they make the album. A song called Already Home is pretty strong, and Forever